Hey guys, it's Bianca Sophia. I'm hopping on to just do a quick, I don't even know what to call it. Let me see here. Okay, so last night, Michael L came back, well, not like right before I went to bed, um, which I didn't think like he was gonna be able to come back already to see me, but he was allowed. Um, but I've passed out pretty quick, so we didn't really get to communicate that much. So I was so damn tired. Um, and then before he flew off this morning, he told me to do this, which I'm doing right now, which I'm gonna get into here in a minute. Um, so the whole point of this video is there are a lot of slaves, MK Ultra victims. The programming is coming undone right now, right? And remember how I was just talking about this in that hour-long video I just did about, like they're trying to activate all of their slaves right now because they're desperate, right? The magic is not there anymore. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to activate all of the sleepers before they figure out that they're slaves, right? Before they find that they have to state their sovereignty to be sovereign, right? Which is basically saying you're free, you're stating your freedom, right? So if there's people out there that are under MK Ultra, but they're not doing the work, they have the risk, there's a risk of them being activated, right? I mean, think about it. Look what happened just yesterday, you guys. That the thing that happened at the school, right? This is exactly what they do. And I have a feeling we're going to see an increase in this. They're getting desperate for stuff to put on the on the news there. They need something. They need something to traumatize people. And Johnny Depp and Amber Heard isn't enough. That's not enough. There's no trauma there. They need to, excuse me, they need to do something that's going to put more fear into people, more trauma into people, because that's the only thing that keeps people in a trauma response, right? So they have to do this. This is why, haven't you noticed it's like once the trauma ends, something else happens, right? Come on, you guys, you should know this. Like, it's like clockwork. It's like, but our memories suck, so we forget, but it's all part of the programming, okay? They know how our minds work. So, what that thing that happened yesterday at that school, it's so creepy because I was literally just talking about sleepers being activated, and then that literally happens, right? And I was, it just pisses me off. And you know what? Sometimes you guys, okay, so sometimes these things are real. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, they're real, but sometimes they're not either. It's a show. It's put on. Like if you go try to find some of these victims, you won't find them, or they were never real, or they were put in not even witness protection, because you're being put in witness protection by the freaking the eliminated naughty ones. You know what I mean? They'll take you out of where you are and move you somewhere else, and you'll be living a life as someone else. Meanwhile, you people think that you died in the shooting. Do you know what I mean? It's really fucked up, you guys, how these people are, how to put on these damn shows to traumatize you. Okay, so we don't need this happening, because I have a feeling like they're going to keep trying to do this. There's going to be all these shootings, and I'm probably being flagged just by saying that, so I got to be careful here. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, just be on the lookout for this craziness to keep on, because like I said, they are desperate right now. They're like drowning, right? It's like they're going down that, like when you take the drain out of the shower, out of the bath, right? And the water starts going down and down and down, and it starts to circle around and around and around. They're all going down the drain right now, right? And they're like using the other people next to them to grab onto to try to save themselves. But it's like, hey, you're going down that drain and there's nothing you can do to stop it, right? The only thing that could stop that is if they go within, right? As they're going down that drain, they say, okay, I'm it's a little late, but it's better late than never, right? I'm about to drown, go down this drain, but let me go ahead and state my sovereignty, or go within really quick. And all you have to do is go within, close your eyes, keep quiet for not even a minute, and see or feel the light within. And you're done. That's it. You're saved. You know what I mean? You know how easy that is? These freaking service to self factions, right? The ones that are left. Like, I just don't understand why they would want. But then I remember they're programmed too. So it's like they have to fight their programming too. And if you're on that end, it's like, who's going to help them fight their programming? Do you know what I mean? It's so fucked up. It's just, I have a problem. It's like I want to help everybody and I can't. And I just hate that. But then my higher self reminds me that, like, you need to stop. Like, you have to remember people have contracts, and some of these contracts cannot be messed with, right? They wanted to experience that, and there's nothing you can do. And by actually, you're infringing on their free will by intruding on that contract, because they want to experience going down that drain, right? And you cannot change that for some people. It's just in their contracts to deal with that. So by me, like, trying to save some of these dark ones, like, I'm infringing on their free will, right? It's crazy, isn't it? It's freaking crazy. So, but there are ones that we can save, you guys, right? There are people out there that we can save. And like I said, you listening to this might be a victim and you don't even know it. I didn't freaking know it for the longest time. I was awake for like years without even knowing it. I'm sitting there looking at these stuff like, oh, these poor sons of bitches. I don't even know why. Who says that? Why did I just say sons of bitches? Oh, man. The people around here say that, but I would never, like, what is that? I just find that so funny. It's like, I love that, like, all my other aspects and other lives come through, and the way they talk comes through, you know? So, like I said, I had no idea. So, and I went on for years thinking, you know, oh my gosh, these poor people, I would hate to be one of them. And then I find out that I am one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I remember when I made my first deck, right? And I'm doing my own reading. And I'm like, all right, Michael, tell me what you want me to know, because I have a feeling you're wanting me to know something, like, I'm not wanting to see something, right? Because my life kept being shit and I didn't understand why. You know what I mean? Like, why is my life still like shit? Why am I still sitting in shit when I've been doing my work and I'm trying to stay positive, but nothing's changing, right? It's like you're stuck in this freaking pit of mud and you're just stuck, right? So I'm like, I got to start digging even further. And I had already dug through China and back, you know what I mean? So I was missing something big. And that's when I started to realize, oh shit, I'm fucking one of them, aren't I? You know what I mean? So I made my own deck, and the first card that popped out was like MK Ultra Victim. That was and I'm like, okay, let me redo that, because I didn't want to accept it, you know? So I like did them again, and then what came out was like Abducted by the Dark and MK Ultra Victim. I'm like, no, stop it. And then I'm like, Michael, really? Is this real? And he just looked at me with those eyes, and he's like, he didn't say anything at all. So I'm like, fuck. So then I shuffled again, and like the same cards kept popping out. And it's like, you know, when the same cards keep popping out every time, that the divine's trying to tell you something that you're not accepting, you know? And the cards that kept popping out were, let me go through my cards real quick. MK Ultra Victim kept popping out, like, every damn time. Interference kept popping out. Implanted kept popping out. What else? Let me see here. Oh yeah, Abducted by the Dark came out a lot. But so did Abducted by the Light. That one came out too. Abductions. And also Abduction, you know, My Labs, which is basically being abducted by the dark, but it's the US military doing that, you know? They do a whole thing. They work with the, like I said, they're part of this mess. Big time. So it's like, and then you think about who's in your family, right? Is there anyone in your family that's in the US military? You know what I mean? My father's in the military. My karmic soulmate's father was in the military. We're both like, you know, something's wrong with both of us. Like, he's yelling, he's all fucked up, and I've been trying to help him, but it's like a lost cause. I feel bad, but it's like, generational curse kept popping out too. Abducted by the Nah came out. It said, one of my cards says Abducted by the Nah, and then Saved by Forces of Light. that came out a lot. Abducted came out just over and over and over. Super Soldier popped out like over and over and over and over and over, and I was like, no fucking way. And I remember mentioning this to my son like a long time ago. I was like, I wonder if I was ever a super soldier, or I could be a super soldier, because I was really into this stuff. Like I was obsessed, right? And my son's like, I wouldn't doubt it. I'm like, really? He's like, I wouldn't doubt it. He's like, have you met you? You know what I mean? He's like, yes, I can totally see you as a super soldier. Totally. And that's the thing. Like, apparently a lot of us that are really like into it. And I'm not talking about just watching the movies, like the superhero movies or anything. Like where you're watching movies of all of this stuff happening. But if you're like digging into the super soldier stuff and you have like this fascination with it and you're like an obsession with it and you can't get it, you might be the victim of being a super soldier. I'm telling you right now, because there's many of us, you guys. There's a lot of us, right? And like I said, either you are directly, like the ones that are adopted, the reason we are adopted is because, first of all, we don't have parents. Like our parents are long gone, or we're our own parents. Like I know how crazy it sounds. Or our parents are of a higher dimension. Like they're not human. Do you know what I mean? So they can't be our parents here now. And then those super soldiers that are born with their real parents, like, you know, the ones that are definitely not switched at birth, because you can tell because they look exactly like their father or they look exactly like their mother. They're just mini versions of them. Their parents are the children of non-humans. You know what I mean? Okay. And they're probably just being recycled over and over and have the same dad or the same mom and every time they rewind, right? Yeah, I know, it's crazy when you really start digging into this stuff. Like my twins. And it's like James and I were both adopted. And like I said before, I was born in 1980. That's what it says, but I think that's a lie. I think our birthdays might be real, like the actual day, like September 7th is my birthday. But I don't think 1980 is the real year. Not even close. And James believes the same thing, that he doesn't believe the year that he was born is like the right year because of flashbacks he's had as well. But then we have, I have other, there's other aspects of Michael and Halel and Michael that their parents are here as well, but apparently their parents are, and their parents are the children of some of these higher dimensionals. Do you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like their parents, they're part of the bloodlines. Like they're a part of the 12 families. They are directly connected to the Illuminati. Or like I said, that archangelic line as well, or both, because they mix them. They mix them so they can be, I mean, think about it. If you're a part of the 12 families, you're going to try to, well, at first you're gonna mix your blood with the archangelic line, right? Of course you would. Why wouldn't you, right? So they have that blood with their blood, right? And then there's, and then they also have, I mean, think about it. Like, I feel like there's a lot of those out there that are reptilian mixed with the archangelic bloodlines. I feel like there's a lot of those that are mixed together, because remember, the reptilians, they were in charge of the 12 families. I'll just come out with that. Now, like I said, you cannot blame just the reptilians. It's all the star races. See how I was coming on here to do a quick commercial, and now here I'm talking about all this bullshit again? But I just go with the flow. Like, there's a reason I'm saying it, and there's a reason it's coming out. So, the 12 families. Now, this is what I believe. Now, think about it. Since we have 12 DNA, well, the human, let's talk about the human being. The human being has 12 strands, right, of DNA. And I don't know if you know this or not, but which I've talked about this many times, so hopefully you do know, but maybe there are some that don't, that have come through here and are like, whoa, what is this woman talking about? This is crazy. We have DNA, 12 strands of DNA. Excuse me. And, oh, damn fly, man, there's another one flying around here. I just can't get away from them. So the fall from 5D to 3D, right? That fall that happened. There was a disconnect in our DNA. And remember how they taught us in science that we have junk DNA, right? And then we have this brain that's like only like works a little percentage. But now they're trying to say that all of our brain does work. But that's them trying to cover up their tracks because of this. They know the ascension's coming. So now if you go look at they're changing science now, guys. That, oh yeah, we don't just use 10% of our brain. We actually use all of it. That's such a crock of shit, you guys. Come on. Don't let them fucking fool you. Okay? We only use 10% of our brains. Well, we did. Not since the ascension, we have started to use more. But the scientists are trying to say that they've always said that they've always said that we've all used all of our brain, like our whole. That's such a crock of shit. Like, really, people need to like remember, really try to remember their like memories of school and stuff, what they learned. And also, as far as the junk DNA is concerned, it's not junk. I mean, why would anyone ever believe their DNA is junk? Do you know any? First of all. But the human DNA is so very powerful. You have no idea, you guys. This is why all of our brothers and sisters got jealous to begin with. They got upset. And I made a whole paper, wrote a whole paper on it. It's one of my things that was going to go on my blog, but I'm pretty much turning my blog, all of these things I was going to put on my blog, I'm just going to make them into videos. But that's for another time. But basically, all of the best star races in our galaxy, and the universe, I believe too, were used in creating the human. Okay, they picked the 12 best ones and they created the human. Okay, to carry the DNA carries the Akashic records, right? Okay, so junk DNA. Okay, it's not junk. Like I said, they messed with our DNA, they tinkered with it, and disconnected it, so it was only 2 strands. 2 out of 12, you guys, which is crazy, right? And those strands were basically the higher chakras, which connect us to the creator, right? Source. So they cut that off to make sure we couldn't reach the creator. I mean, the creator was always there, but like I talked about last night, it's hard. It's something that you have to go within to find. You can't find it on the outside. And with only those first 2 chakras activated, that's living, that's living in fear all the time. You're living just to get by. You're living just to survive, right? You're just surviving. You're not living, right? And that is all a part of the reptilian brain, using the reptilian brain, which is they live in constant trauma response, fight, flight, or freeze. And like I said, I have a soft spot for the reptilians. My son, has lives in there, like I've talked about before. And, apparently, like, every single person on this planet has reptilian in them. So you can't say shit about them because guess what? You are one. There's a little percentage, at least, of reptilian DNA in every human. I'm telling you right now. Okay? Because those 12 strands of DNA, one of those is reptilian, you guys, So think about it. 12 strands of DNA for the human. So it's 12 races, and the best star races in the galaxy of the universe, right? That created the human. So as we activate these other strands, or the human does, it'll activate your ability or the abilities of those star races, right? You see what I'm saying? It's really confusing. Like, I wasn't even planning on making a video of this, but like I just wanted to just let you guys know about that. And basically what happened was these other 12 races, look at them like your big brothers and big sisters. From a human perspective, let's take out the fact that we're archangels or whatever, right? Say you're just a human, you're an earth seed, right? Okay. And your older brothers and sisters, right, from Alpha Draconis, from Sirius, from Pleiades, from Andromeda, all these 12 different star races, right? Now, they all have special things about them, right? There's something good about each one of them. Yes, even the reptilians, you guys. Enough about being mean and being, looking at them like, you know, people are like scared of them. People are negative towards them. Stop it. They are part of you. They are you. So stop. It's like picking on the kid in class, like the one kid in class, the bully. You know how there's a bully in class, right? That he picks on everybody, but also it's that kid that's getting beat up at home. You know what I mean? Like, stop picking on him too. Okay? He needs to stop picking on the little ones. But yes, he needs to be being stopped bullied as well. Do you know what I mean? That's the reptilians for you. We've got to stop looking at them like they're the only bad ones. Because I'm telling you right now, you guys, it is not just them. There are some evil-ass Palladians. There are some evil-ass Orions. There are some evil-ass Syrians. All of them. Do you know what I mean? You cannot single them out. It's not just their fault. And like, if you guys knew how these reptilian beings, back on Alpha Draconis, how they were raised and what they went through, you would understand why they are the way they are. And you would feel bad for them. I'm telling you right now. I mean, I'll get into that in another thing. But just know when they're born, they are literally thrown to the wolves. Like, their mother has them, and they are abandoned right at birth. And they have to hunt on their own with no help from anyone else. And they actually have to fight with like their siblings or what other reptiles are around fighting for food. They don't get help with their mother. Their mother like, imagine your baby, right? And you're born, and then your mother leaves the hospital. But like a human there was someone else would come along and help you. But with the reptilians, no one comes along to help them, you guys. So only the strong survive of their race, right? These babies that survive on their own somehow with no help from any other beings, right? That's why they are so tough. That's why they are warriors, right? Because that's how they were raised. They don't know anything else. But they also don't know the loving touch of a mother either. Do you know what I mean? And that really gets me. It's like, I have a really soft spot for them, you guys. So, these other 11 races, okay? This is what I believe went down. So the human was made, right? And you have your 12 brothers and sisters, your older brothers and sisters looking at you like, who are these ones now, right? Okay, creator, mom and dad, we see that you have a new child, and this child is, what's different? Why is this child different? This child seems very different. Wait a minute. They have the best qualities of me, and they have the best qualities of you, and you brother, and you sister, and you brother. So like all the 11 siblings, or all the 12 siblings, were looking at the human like, well, wait a minute. Why are these guys so special? What's so special? Why do they... It's like they got the best qualities of all of us in one, right? You get it? So out of these 12 star races, the best of the universe, they plucked out the best qualities of each of those races, and they made the human. So they're like, they didn't feel special anymore, right? They were like, well, Mom, I was like, that was the thing that was special about me. How could you go ahead and put it in this one? Yeah, what about me? And me, right? They all looked at the human like they were going to take away from them, right? And I mean, I want you to look at it like a family, okay? 12 siblings, right? They have this new 13th child come in, an angelic child, right? The new baby brought home. And this baby is special, right? And it's like mom and dad waited a long time to have that baby. That's like the baby after 40. And this baby is special. And all their siblings are grown and old, and they come to see this baby, and they're like, all 11 or 12, whatever the hell the number is. They come in and they look at this baby and they're like, wow, this baby's really special, right? And they love that baby, right? They love their new brother or sister. But there's a part of them that feels jealous. There's a part of them that feels like not special anymore, because the part of them that was special is now in their brothers. This new baby brother or baby sister, right? Do you see where I'm going with this? Okay. So this is what I want you to pretend, like imagine. And this is kind of what happened. So the 12 siblings, right, they got together. They went out and had a beer or whatever after meeting the new baby, and they're like, what the hell? They had a new kid? Like, aren't they too old to be having babies? I could they're in a barge, right? And they're like, what are they thinking having another kid anyway? Aren't they too old to be having a new kid? Yeah, I'm like, what's up with, why do they decide to, take the special parts of each of us and make one? Like, what, we're not good enough. And like one of the siblings will be like, well, we are grown up, we're grown up now. So it's not like they can play with us anymore. This is like their new baby, maybe just let's give them a break, and then like the reptilian sibling is like, I don't like this, I don't like this. This is not cool. You know what I mean? And like the other siblings, they all talked. They basically all got jealous. They got, we're not the favorite anymore. We're not special anymore. We're jealous of this new baby. And the Pleiadians and the reptilians, the two oldest brothers or whatever. I don't know who the oldest ones are. It could be. You could say the reptilians are the oldest, right? The reptilians and the Pleiadians. I'm not saying that's for sure 100% true. I'm just saying, let's use this as an example. So we've got a Pleiadian sister and a reptilian brother, right? The oldest siblings that come up with this plan, and they are able to always manipulate their other brothers and sisters into the plans, right? Even if the siblings don't want to do this, right? So they're having their beers, and they're starting to drink and excuse me, getting a little tipsy, and they decide to make a plan. And the reptilian and the Pleiadian are like, that's it. We're gonna kidnap this kid. This kid is not. No, this is not gonna happen. This child is not going to take over and become this powerful being who do mom and dad think they are. We're grown-ass adults, and they cannot take the special parts of us and use the special parts of us to make this special kid. Let's go kidnap. Let's call this child Adam, just because Adam and Eve and all that, right? Okay, so we're going to go kidnap Adam, right? So this other siblings are like, I don't know about this. I don't know if this is such a good idea. Maybe we shouldn't be kidnapping our own brother. Right? I don't think that's a good idea. Right? But the more they drink and the more they talk, and the reptilians, and the Pleiadians, they're really good at manipulating people. So, but it's just the way they are. It's their personality. They don't know anything else, you guys, right? So they've talked their siblings now into kidnapping their little baby brother, right? Hold on a second. I'm going outside to smoke a cigarette. I love how I came on here, like I said, to do a 2-second commercial, and here I am talking about the damn the 12 lineages, the 12 races. So, where the hell did that? Oh shit. Well, that sucks. Damn it! I don't have any cigarettes. I gotta go across the street now and get some. Let me go ahead and just keep talking though. So. They make this plan, right? And they've talked their siblings into kidnapping their baby brother. Yeah. So they planned it out, and they were all on board. And it's like they all, did the handshake or whatever the hell they did to go ahead and get into this. And then they did it. They kidnapped their baby brother, and they brought him to a safe house. I'm not saying this really happened. I'm just saying a way to look at it, a different way to look at it, a fun way to look at it, right? So. They bring their baby brother. They kidnap their baby brother somehow. They say, yeah, mom and dad, we want to take out the baby. We want to get to know the baby. We just want to have fun and play with the baby, right? So the Divine Mother and the Divine Father say, yes, go ahead. You bond with your baby brother. You know what I mean? Go ahead and take him. Bring him back by 9 o'clock or whatever. So they take him and they don't ever come home. They don't ever bring him back. And they keep him in the safe house, right? They bring him to the safe house. And they're like, okay, well, now here we can just, and they're like, wait, how long are we planning on keeping him, And, as time goes by, they've kidnapped this kid, and they're raising him, basically. And they're not letting this child become who this child really is. They're not letting him know about his powers and his abilities and who he really is, right? And let's just say, like all the siblings eventually quit this. They were like, I'm not into this. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. This is messed up. What are we doing? We're supposed to be like, you know, good beings. Like, this is crazy. We've got to return the baby. We got to return them. He's not even a baby anymore anyway. He's like, you know, he's like 10 years old or something now. And our parents are a mess. And so this kid is, you know, 10 now. And all the siblings have basically left and bounced on this whole plan. And they're not into it anymore. And there's only like 3 siblings left, right? The reptilians, say the Orions, and the Pleiadians, right? Those 3 are the ones that were left and still, you know, doing it. And it's like the Pleiadians were doing it not just, well, part of them, you know, wanted to keep going, but part of them wanted to actually just stay there to make sure that this boy was going to be okay, that he really never, you know, got eaten by his bigger brother or something, you know what I mean? So this is kind of like what happened, you guys. I'm telling you, like, these 12 races that were used to make the human, right? They got jealous, you guys. Their ego got in the way, and they saw this child as something they could use to their advantage, right? They could use this child. And this is like what happened, you guys. I'm telling you, but like in a different way, a little bit different, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Okay. There was something else I wanted to go with here. I'm trying to remember. Hold on a second. Let me put it on pause so I can get my thoughts back. Hold on. So it's like, you know, say the reptilians, they decided to go ahead and move the child to another planet. You know, they found a planet. Because remember, these siblings are very advanced in technology and all this other stuff, so they have they could find a planet if they needed to, right? So they would you know, bring this child there and start freaking I don't know, somehow like making more of them, right? Using their genetics, because they're also very advanced in and they're like really smart with genetics and all that stuff. So what they did was, this kid was too powerful, right? So they had to get into the lab and tinker with the genetics, so this child wasn't going to be as powerful as it should have been, right? And that's what happened again, right? They messed with this child, or they messed with this child's DNA. So because they realized, wait a minute, we can use these Adam's children, right? We can use them to for whatever we want, right? And since they left their mother and father, they kidnapped their child, right? They were cut off by their parents. Like, you know what I mean? They were cut off by their parents because they kidnapped their kid. So, you know, the reptilian sibling, the son, you know, him and mom and dad didn't get along anymore. Like I said, they cut him off, right? And so this is where the source and the light thing comes on, right? So the divine mother and the divine father cut the reptilian sibling off from their light. He says, well, you know, the divine mother and the divine father, they know that their own children have their own light, right? So they said, fine. So they cut him off. They cut him off from source light. But the reptilians knew that they had light within them at that time, right? So the sibling knew he had his own light that he could use, and he could also, his other siblings who were still involved, the other 2 who were still involved, could use their light to create this new place, right? Because you use your energy. Okay, so, but then I'm like, wait, how are we going to continue to live if we got caught up on mom and dad, right? How can we live if we got cut off by mom and dad? Maybe we can use this child, Adam. We can breed a bunch of them, and we could feed off of him and his children, right? And that's exactly what they've been doing, you guys, right? It's so crazy. Isn't this crazy? Like, I don't even know where I'm coming up with this. And it's like I started this in a blog, but I stopped. But now, as I'm saying it, it's like blowing my mind how it's like, how it's very like really what happened. Wow, this is crazy, you guys. I need to go get cigarettes now. Okay, so I'll expand on this because this got really interesting. I'm going to expand on this, but what I came on here for originally was to say, if you think you are the victim of MK Ultra, or you think you know someone that might be a victim of MK Ultra, because like I said, their sleepers are being activated, so people are going to start going crazy and all of that if they're not doing the work. Just be on the lookout. Like, I'm like trying to wake up people that are on this. Like, I'm trying to unlock their memories. I'm not trying to trigger them into so their alter, goes and does something horrible. But what I'm saying is I'm trying to unlock their memories, because that's what I can do. I can help these people unlock their memories, right? I'm on that timeline now where my job is to help people realize they're being controlled, and I'm trying to lead them to a direction to where they can be normal again, to where they don't have to be a victim anymore, to where they can become a survivor and they can become sovereign and free and become in charge of their own lives, right? So if you think you might be, or maybe even if you think you're not, you might. I'm telling you right now, if you're like, there's no way, I'm telling you right now, you probably are. If you're like, there's no way I am, I'm telling you right now, you might be then, because that's exactly how I was, right? And then when I started doing the script and my shielding every day, that's when the craziest shit started happening. So please, if you or somebody you might think they're on MK Ultra, or you might, just, even if you're not, just do the damn script. Like, I'm telling you, Mike LL is really on me about this. Like, every day he's telling me this, because he's like, there's still people that are, they're waking up, but they're not doing the work. They're not, and they're under MK Ultra, but they don't even realize it, right? So even if you think you're not, can you please do it for me? Or just do it for Michael L, if anything. Archangel Michael is saying, please, children, do this. Okay? Archangel Michael L wants you, whoever's listening to this, he wants you to do that, okay? Read that script every day and do the shielding. It doesn't take long, so please do it. That's what I came on basically to say, is that it is that script and that shielding, doing it every day, is basically Archangel Michael L handing you the keys to your handcuffs. Okay? Do you understand? It gives him the ability to hand you the keys to your handcuffs. Okay? Your job is to get those handcuffs off and walk out of the damn jail, like I've mentioned before. Okay? So please do it. Even if you think you're not, do it. Okay? Please help them help you, right? All right, and help me help you. I love you guys.